listening to the Lucha Central Podcast Network. And now, LuchaCentral.com presents Masks, Mats, and Mayhem.
I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
Welcome to another edition of Masks, Mats, and Mayhem. I am your host, Justin Outlaw Harvey. You can find me on social media at JustinHarvey75. You can find Meefloaf on social media at Meefloaf. And down there is at
Byron Fever. You can find Byron at Byron Fever on all the socials. Find me, talk to me. I'm watching horror movies this month, so hit me up with the horror movies that you enjoy, and I will tell you the ones that I enjoy, and maybe we might even talk something wrestling related.
And down here, we've got at Tony St. Allen.
Hi, everybody. How's everybody doing? Please follow me at Tony St. Allen. I know Meefloaf is already loving my shirt for some reason. He made it really crazy.
Fucking burn it.
Just worried just for you, my man, for real.
Is my microphone on? Is this thing working?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
yeah,
I didn't check
we
it.
can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, as long as somebody can hear me.
I might be I might be out of the show real quick. I'm actually in the middle of finals for school. So.
Oh wow!
I'm dying. This is actual coffee, so I can continue doing homework and stuff. Afterwards.
I'm gonna come in hot. I'm coming in hot, and we'll let Tony go first since he's got to get out of here and possibly. All right. The news: Santos Escobar. Holy crap! That man has had a very intense 48 hours. I think.
What happened?
Here's what I love you. You're a funny guy. This guy's funny. So rumblings start happening. Santos starts posting these cologne commercial ads on his website or whatever, and it's like whatever. Like, and Meefloaf over here knows the guy, and Meefloaf doesn't even want to like hit him up and be like, "Dude, what's going on?" Because like it's personal for these guys. Like we don't mess with wrestlers with their stuff, but like. We're all like, he's a homie. We're all like, damn, what's going on? Is our dude leaving? Is he sticking around? Like, what's going on here? This is
the
weird.
last time he left one company and before he went to another, we talked to him. We had him on the show to specifically talk about that. Like,
well, you got to remember as well,
concerned.
he's the only person to ever leave AAA and get a nice message.
Right. And so the whole thing is weird, too, because I'm thinking, well, Jesus, if he leaves, really AEW is the only choice. He can't, like, go back to AAA because that's also WWE now. And it's just a whole weird thing. And so here's what I want to know from you guys, because this is amazing. This is rarely ever done at WWE. He turned down their offer for a bump. He had a few issues, but somehow he did it in a way, or maybe he had enough juice, or maybe the outlook on the Latin market is so extreme that he's got some pull now. I don't know what it is, but this is worth talking about. This is the stuff that gets me excited. This is what gets me going, man, because this is incredible. Santos' contract expired. He said no to whatever they offered him. He left WWE. Within 24 hours of leaving WWE, they gave him another offer that was to his liking, and he is now re-signed with the WWE. This never happens. It definitely never happened in the Vince era. Like, there might be some negotiating, this, that, and the other. They might go back and forth, but then eventually they're going to give you a number, and if you say no, boy, you better run, because they are going to be hot. They're not going to be happy with you. Karrion Kross just went through this, and the answer was, nah, bro. Not only are we not giving you a better offer, we're giving you 24 hours to say yes or no to this one, and we're not giving your girl shit. So I'm just interested in what you guys think went down that our boy not only still has his job, but got the bag. He got the bag, y'all. He got the bag. Tony, what's up?
It's
all right. Thank you, Byron. Thank you for
Get out of here, Byron.
Yeah.
I have 1,000 things to say.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get out of here. Geez. Well, first of all, congratulations to Santos Escobar. I was gonna say this last week. I think I kind of just went over it, but he's one of the most intelligent, eloquent Latinos out there. I think he deserves all the opportunities that he can get. I think he deserves to be at the forefront of everything. Not only Latino, but like in the companies, he's an excellent worker. But the way that he can speak, I don't think anybody else in that market, I don't want to go back to that, can do the same thing. I'm serious. That's gonna be a problem. Being eloquent in both languages, it's complicated. I live with it every day.
It wasn't Andrade. He wasn't very eloquent in either language.
I don't want to talk a lot about it because I think he's gonna be here on the weekend. So I'm, but yes, that is a big problem that I think Andrade had. That's why he's not in the same kind of situation that Santos is regarding being able to let's say manipulate his way into a better contract or however, there's this other part of me that, as you mentioned, Outlaw, this never happens. So did this happen? Did this happen, or was these videos, which one of them at one point I said that it looked like he was selling real estate, but we're not gonna get into that. He was like selling apartments in Cancun or something. I don't know. It does look like that. I don't. I'm just from a posting standpoint of social media. It looked like that.
Well, that's what a lot of people are doing now. When you lose your career,
Yeah.
a lot of people are getting the real estate license. So it
makes
sense.
I don't know. I kind of look like that, but that's my point. Was all of this? That's the thing that I would like to find out. He goes. His contract expires. We don't know exactly how the negotiating went in, so we don't know exactly if they just continue talking. It's just that he said no until one point, and yes, of course, he got a better deal. And why wouldn't you give him a better deal, right? You need somebody to come in and, we're not going to count Dominic because he was born in the States, but he needs somebody to come and be able to talk here in the AAA. That's why he was never debuted in AAA, because we hinted they had the Garças here. They came here. I was expecting to see him here when the Garças debuted. So when that happened, I was like, wait a minute, what's going on? Maybe he didn't. That was the thing that he didn't like, that he had to come and debut here in Monterrey instead of Mexico City, which is like completely complex, different of each other. And that is the only thing that kind of, when I saw that developing today, I was like, wait, so then we'd really, maybe this was the plan all along. We do the we do the relaunch and everything, and then when things fall into place, then we get the new contract. But I'm happy that he did. I did not want to see him at AEW with the Don Callis family. No disrespect to that. But that's what this was heading to. Of course, now you're gonna have El Clon, Andrade, and Evil Escobar. I don't know how they will call him over here.
I think people are thinking he's going with Ruth.
Well, so that's all my thoughts on it. I want him to succeed. I want him to, and not only like a AAA champion, which is probably what's going to happen. One of my friends earlier was texting me, and he was like, "Oh my God, they're gonna put him on whatever." And I'm like, I don't know, 3 months versus Penta, and then we might get back on the shuffle or whatever. So that's okay. I'm gonna put this out there right now.
Sure.
Do not, after all of this, do not put him on a program with another Mexican, because I will be fucking complaining on this shit.
But don't you think that might be part of the rehire and part of his problem with saying no in the first place? I mean, it's just been brown on brown crime in his storylines, and since he faced Cross in NXT,
I don't care if he goes out there.
Rival he had. Who was the last black rival? Like the only other rival that he's had,
Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio. Like everybody else is Latino in some fashion.
Well, Ray wasn't born in Mexico, so I'm just saying, like, maybe they don't class it.
Good luck on your finals, Tony.
Thank you, appreciate it. I really need that luck. I'm not. That's
skill.
Biggest issue will be that if they do that, then I don't know, man. I don't know.
Hey, look, all I'm gonna say is if they do that, I hope that bag is really, really big. Because believe me, there is enough money to make that happen if that's what they want. What's that mean?
I mean,
I'll have made the bag for him.
Well,
I think it's weird also that he gets stuck in these Mexican on Mexican segments because if you look at him coming in as Hijo del Fantasma with the mask and Legado del Fantasma, he's bringing in the Lucha Libre heritage of his past, his history.
He's got the legacy.
But as he presents himself in WWE, he presents himself in WWE superstar like fashion. It just, to me, it seems like he wouldn't be someone they would have trouble booking or figuring out creative for. You could do any of this stuff. You could have him walk in a room.
Let him talk.
Yeah, he could do any of their dumb storylines or whatever as a regular, I guess regular white superstar that they normally will book.
Byron, yeah.
What?
Dreading likely there, bro. Come on.
I haven't watched WWE. Are they still mostly booking white men on TV, or am I wrong?
Well, they're not booking black men.
How about that New Day turn? That was awesome.
Yeah,
Apollo got a new contract.
Anyway, but one thing that I read when Worlds Collide came out, that was awesome, and then Santos came out with that, and it was great. And then he never showed up on another WWE branded AAA show again. That might have been
only on TV 5 times this year.
Yeah, it seems like
his last
perfect
appearance on TV was June for Worlds Collide.
Yeah, but it just seems perfect if they want to have talent that they trust can move tickets. If WWE wants WWE talent on a AAA show, which is what they're doing and what they do on all their shows they want to make money on, he would be a no-brainer. And I feel there might have been a hesitation to book him until they had this contract locked up. Maybe we're going to see more of that now. I think that could be a good use for him.
I didn't know that his contract was about to expire. It's pretty obvious that you put him on the bench if you're still negotiating and you guys haven't come to terms. Of course you put him on the bench then. We didn't know why he wasn't getting booked. I mean, I thought it was something worse than that, which is great. I was actually happy and relieved to find out that, his contract's just coming up. Of course he's been on the bench. You can't put that guy in and start counting on him and building storylines around him right now when, maybe Tony Khan does offer him $4 million or whatever. So, it's a good situation for him, and hopefully he did get the negotiating done. I mean, clearly he said no to one deal and came back and said yes to the next one, as far as we know. I mean, also this is wrestling. I don't know.
That's my point. That's exactly my point.
I don't.
You never know until you see them pop up on TV.
TKO. I know how these guys operate, and I used to be repped at Endeavor, and they're fast and they're slick, but they're not that duplicitous. These guys sell stuff with excitement. They sell dumb ideas sometimes that are too big, or so they sell the idea of celebrity. The whole Endeavor process has always been that. I mean, for Christ's sakes, Ari Emanuel helped broker the deal for Entourage, which is basically a show about him. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
of course,
they're selling the fame itself, and it's really not in their character to be that duplicitous. And I think that's actually been causing problems for people like Triple H and other people from the old kayfabe days that are still in there and trying to run it this new school way, because everything in wrestling is mum's the word and a sleight of hand and a twist here and there. And let's play, when Vince McMahon would make a decision, he would decide, okay, I'm going to do this and I'm going to play it against everybody 3 years from now and make this guy lose in his hometown. Like doesn't really happen in this day and age with TKO. So I feel like everything was pretty on the surface here, as far as what came out publicly. But again, you never know. We could have all gotten worked, but if so, I like the results of this work, so I'm not complaining. What about you, Meef?
So apparently, and this isn't from anything I've heard direct, this is just something I read just a minute ago, was possibly deal was sorted out on Tuesday. So, but the thing is yeah, I'm not sure. I've had to delete some tweets and unthink some tweets.
That's what I don't tweet at all.
Meef,
Tony,
did you blame some people because your boy didn't have a job?
You need. Well, I wouldn't have blamed that. Well, I would have just shit all over everything and said some of my truth. The thing is, Tony nearly got spicy version of me, which I don't think he's seen yet. I use lots of colourful language.
Jesus.
I can definitely say that if it had stuck that Santos just didn't have a job and we were doing this show right now, I think you guys would be seeing a whole different side of Meefloaf.
The wallpaper would be peeling. So I am always, what's the word for it? Trepidous? I'm never, ever, ever, ever trusting the WWE to do anything correctly, especially with a person of colour. Basically, I'm not trusting them to keep their word on things or anything like that. All I can say is that if knowing him, if he's had a conversation that has meant that he's come back and re-signed, which it's been reported, but not confirmed.
Jesus, that would be
just saying it's been reported but not confirmed.
That is true.
If he's had a conversation and it's been not about money, because obviously it hasn't, because the whole thing is he rejected more money, which when they're offering a guy who, if you look at Cross on paper, is in a way better position.
Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely. Cross was making them more money. I think they needed Cross more than they need Santos in a lot of ways. They have a lot of great Latino stars. I think he's one of the best ones they have. Don't get me wrong, but I thought that Cross was in a far more unique position, honestly. And
so if he's gone, that's not what really works for me, because we need to talk about the elephant in the room, and the elephant in the room is, what the fuck are you going to do? Because they haven't booked him. Basically, if you go back to that stupid fucking WrestleMania match where Kelsey, big goof, bearded dickhead, jumps in the ring and helps Rey Mysterio out.
You mean Jason's? You mean Taylor Swift's brother-in-law, soon to be?
Yeah, he helped Rey Mysterio beat him and Dom, and ever since then, I mean, the LWO split. I mean, I liked the LWO thing kind of at the time. The storyline split wasn't too bad.
I like the LWO. I like the LWO.
Lasted about a year and a half too long.
Yes, if they do it right, it runs.
They really hot-shotted the split though, because it was going on for quite a while. They were hot. I mean, obviously LWO was the biggest number one selling T-shirt. When they came to Money in the Bank, they had London World Order done on the shirt. Then they were doing that in every town they went to. They were doing basically almost like the Cena thing. Every town they went to, they would change the so like there was a Chicago version, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's like they would do Los Angeles Suplex City shirts for Brock. Like every city was Suplex City, but it was a new Brock shirt. It's smart. But I mean, like if they only do that for the top merchandise that's really moving.
Yeah. So they were obviously hot there, and then when they had the split, it kind of got hot shot in a few things, because there was a whole thing with Ray and his knee, and obviously they had that match where he, but like it all just started unraveling, leading into that WrestleMania match, and then after it completely unraveled, and he needed to kind of, I think, rebrand it or something, do something with him, but they just didn't. And since then, it's just been him. And I mean, the last year or so has just been him being a manager, rarely wrestling, which has kind of been crazy. And like,
You
if
are
you look
correct,
at him,
Brent. It was formed.
Yes,
The
it was.
LWO formed in WCW.
It was an offshoot of NWO.
he was basically what's the word for it? He's been in the best shape I've seen him in since King Werner. Physically, the pictures he was posting during that time, physically, yeah. But he was behind a suit. But again, like I said, he's the best dressed wrestler on TV. To be honest with you, best presented. His character's quite easy, to be honest with you. But again, going back to Tony, talent wise, obviously I think he's ridiculously talented. Now, I'm not saying he should be WWE heavyweight champion, but if Seth Rollins can be WWE champion, I can, because that guy's a fucking idiot.
Dude, they had what's his name of that Samoan guy that used to get caught on the ropes
Roman
and then
Reigns.
laugh about it. No, the twin
Jay?
guy. Yeah, if they had him,
yeah.
what are we doing?
I like how you just jobbered Jey Uso. Amazing.
What? That was not intentional. Wink.
But the thing for me is, it's just the guy, again, multilingual. He used to work for the Mexican government in basically.
We won't be mentioning that at all.
It was in.
I'm sorry, that's just funny. I never thought about that.
Jesus.
So he's just presentable, and like if you're putting him on if he's going down to AAA or whatever, like he's like
Okay.
can just do all the multimedia stuff.
To your point, Meefloaf, this is what I want to happen with Santos. I want them to give him the Penta in Mexico treatment. I want him to flood social media. What's it called, legacy media. I want him to be in the funny. Guys, you guys don't know, but like I want him to be at the Forma, which is a like a parody of one of our main newspapers that makes just like funny jokes, but that has like, I don't know, like 20 million followers on Instagram. I want him to be in the Mexican version of Good Morning. I want him to be in Good Morning Mexico. I want him that the next time that they are doing a showcase or house show in Mexico, whatever they call it now, with WWE, I want people regardless of where they're doing it, I want him to be cheered up above whoever white dude from next door neighbor to Byron. I'm just kidding, brother. I'm just kidding. I love you.
No, that's accurate.
Meef's neighborhood is wider than mine.
It's not Byron.
No, I'm gonna agree with Byron on this one. Yeah, England will be wider. But anyways, what I want him to be is I want to be here on top of the foreign person that comes to Mexico, and when we're in Monterrey, I want him to be cheered. I want him to be get the love, man, because it's not cool. It's not cool that you don't push this guy enough that he's the Mexican local and Cody Rhodes gets love on top of him. I mean, also Rhodes Latino, but that's a different conversation.
I think it's a little problem with what's going on overall with WWE. Somebody pointed out that the one and only good thing about the ruthless aggression era is that all the top guys had left. So they were just kind of passing the shit around and letting people get a shot, letting the JBLs of the world get a shot, letting, these other guys who had been top mid-carders have a chance, and that is what you absolutely are not getting in WWE except for Jey Uso. They're not giving LA Knight his fucking shot. They're not giving these other people a chance to fucking wear the crown for a minute. Drew McIntyre's still kind of just hanging on in the background. Even CM Punk hasn't. He got a 5 minute fucking hello. He got he got a little feel on the belt and that was it. He didn't even get to snap that thing one time, even though it's Velcro now. But like this, Santos could absolutely be that guy in a ruthless aggression style WWE where they're actually giving people a shot and where the playing field is more level. The playing field at WWE is not level right now. You got Roman Reigns there, you got CM Punk, you got Cody Rhodes, and you got Brock back now, and you got them trying to get Seth to that level. They want those guys to be the guys. I don't know why. I feel like Roman is barely there. Why even bother at this point? I don't know. But maybe that's the reason.
They're in the turnover business. They're in just, this is the face, this is the posters, this is the team. It's just all about it's not about making a good product. It's about making money. They're not making a good product to make.
Well, and again,
they're making shitloads of money without making a poor product. And
this is the TKO of it all. They overspent. They spent too much money on it, even though WWE is being sued because that wasn't even the best offer. That was just the offer that worked best for Vince.
That is insane. That is the most like inside trading stuff that I've like. That's just crazy.
We knew that when it happened, though. We even talked about it on the show back then. It was just like, I was happy about it because I felt like it would be in better hands with TKO than other people. And I think honestly it is. As much as TKO is about trying to make that money back because they overspent, I think it's still at least the right type of culture in some ways of, they understand male programming. I think they understand some of the legacy of wrestling. I think they're ignoring the family aspect right now, which is a mistake. But I think other companies would have played into that too much and would have killed wrestling, and we would have disliked it even more. I think they would have. I think there's a lot of other companies that could have bought WWE that would have PG'd it more, thought of it as too much of a family traveling circus thing, and not known what to do with it. TKO might be the lesser evil of the evils out there. But at the same time, it is growing pains for every wrestling fan, for every wrestler, for the entire industry, because this is a new company. This is a new head. This is not Vince McMahon. This is not a business model that has ever existed in wrestling before. These guys are slick Hollywood agents that have now taken over large chunks of sports and entertainment industry. So Santos, good luck, brother. I think he fits the mold for what they need. I think they can do big things with him. I'm glad he's got a fucking job.
Yeah. Most important.
I don't have to watch AEW.
Yeah, and Meefloaf does not have to watch AEW. So I mean, I guess all's fair in love and WWE. All right, I want to talk about
just a quick
yeah.
I love Toronto. I love the Blue Jays right now. God bless them. I hope they go far. Fuck the Yankees. Let's go.
The Yankees.
The Yankees.
The Yankees. That's what I call them too. I would talk about Cleveland sports, but
no, don't. We don't want to be.
Oh, didn't something happen?
Did you get
nothing happened. I have one more quarterback jersey in my.
You can just build the numbers and names from the back.
They just need to be. They just.
It's a spray now. They sell because it's called. I think it's called the Cleveland quarterback spray.
I literally do have a Joe Flacco jersey. I own
put quarterback as the name.
I own 2 Browns jerseys. One is Myles Garrett and one is Joe Flacco.
Why?
At least I picked one that was decent.
He likes to he likes to hurt himself sometimes.
I like Joe. I thought Joe was good for the team. Anyway, we're moving on.
He was good for the team. That's the problem. They let him go. What the fuck is wrong?
For nothing.
I don't know. I feel
like
bad
a
for the guy who's gotta
rounder
wear
and
orange.
change. What the fuck?
With Tony wearing a football shirt, I've got to say one thing.
I
never. Well, he's got a terrible football shirt, but I've never ever really had players' names on the back of shirts. I only ever had one player purposely bought other than Maradona because it came with Maradona.
What
was Klaas-Jan Huntelaar was the only footballer I ever had on the back of a shirt for Ajax and for the Netherlands, and I refuse to ever have a Leeds player on the back of a shirt because they always break my heart.
I think I had a McManaman jersey for the national team at one point, but
I have a Mahomes jersey because
he came because he's like the 3rd greatest football player of all time.
Yes, and
he doesn't play in Cleveland. Clearly,
thank God.
All right, I'm going to talk about some Title Tuesday versus NXT Showdown. I got to come in hot on this one for a minute. AEW dropped the ball here, man. So I'm watching both literally side by side. I have Showdown on. I've got AEW on. I'm not prejudging what's going to be better, what's happening. Right off the bat, NXT was feeling a little more important. They rolled out the Hardys. They had a really good opening package, super solid, but also they're facing Dark State. Was anybody expecting Dark State to win? No, of course not. There's no
Who the fuck is that?
Exactly. It wasn't going to work. It wasn't meant to work. It's fine passing those belts to Matt and Jeff. It's a good story. It's the one title that they've never gotten because they weren't around when NXT was a thing, or Jeff was, but he was taking NXT guys like their champion Cross and beating them instead of going down to NXT to win belts. Anyway, so right off the bat, I'm like, okay, yeah, WWE's got this going on, and Jesus Christ, what was going on AEW at the time, I'll get into later in the hot take segment because it was fucking awful. But slowly, though, after the Hardys match, and the Hardys, believe it or not, they put on actually a very good match for guys of a certain age, which is my age.
The Hardys match?
The Hardys were actually better than I expected them to be in that particular match.
Jeff was like wrestling a ghost or something.
Yeah, didn't we share that video on our private chat?
Yeah,
Didn't I say that it looks like one of those times in movies when like a ghost attacks somebody and everybody's just like, whoa.
Like,
That's what
John
it
Cena's
like.
in this match.
I know.
I did see the video where he punched a guy and stomach the guy, and he went to do a leg drop and he missed. But I will say, the guy sold it like he missed, and he reacted to hurting himself.
I mean, there's
missing.
that.
So I was like, it's a botch as fuck. But I was like, to be fair to that guy, at least he just didn't do what they usually do, which is not react and then just continue with something.
And then you see him
try again. Yeah. I was
Look,
like,
it wasn't as bad as the women's botch with the pinfall and all that shit last week.
Oh wow, yeah.
Wasn't there specifically the same sort of botch in the women's division many years ago where the person on the ground sat up and then the other person still dropped the elbow onto nothing, and a huge deal was made out. It was, I think, Nia Jax.
I was gonna say it's Nia Jax.
She got shit for that for like 5 years.
Is there a botch? It's probably Nia Jax.
Well,
she's a lot better now.
But people are going to forget it more when they get a good feel-good
well.
moment at the end with guys that they like. And like everybody loves the redemption of Jeff Hardy, even though he probably doesn't deserve it, but he got his redemptions anyway. And it seems like he's doing good things with them. And I'll give the Hardys credit, man, because every time I have seen them at any kind of convention, their line is 20 miles long, and they stay until every single person that lined up to see them gets a chance.
Yeah,
it's
they're
incredible.
They're working.
They will stay extra hours. They will miss flights. They are ridiculous.
I've heard stories that they've been there till the morning.
Yeah, they literally have done that. I mean, I have walked out of the room with like the last two wrestlers that were packing up their stuff, and Matt and Jeff still have a line with like 60 people in it, and they're smiling, and they're like they are ambassadors for the sport. I can't hate on that. Like, they do something special for wrestling.
You know, they deserve this. The new, is it the Rock and Roll Express? Ricky Morton?
Or Midnight, one of those. Midnight.
I apologize. I get Midnight. That was not my era of wrestling. But those guys are like, you know.
Yeah. And they are. And that's the crown that they want. And so they've done this thing. So basically, right off the bat, it's starting in WWE's favor, even with the botches. But I'm sitting there and I'm watching it, and things kind of slow down. I mean, you've got some fun stuff happening with the TNA stuff, but it's a lot of younger talent, and it's like, okay. And the room is small because it's still at the Performance Center. And I'm looking over and I'm like, okay, the AEW looks impressive. There's something in the air. You can feel like AEW's got a chance here. If AEW puts something exciting on the screen in the next hour and a half or so, like maybe a former WWE star debuting that's held gold in WWE that like could come out and impress people, and you know, like maybe Dakota Kai could show up here, maybe Santos could show up at the time, like maybe something could happen.
I thought that was gonna happen. I thought that was at that moment. I was like, damn, he's going to Don Callis' shit, and you know, whatever.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, but what we got was Caden Carter, aka Lacey Lane, who I feel they did a huge disservice to.
Yeah.
And I felt like, and maybe JT, if he pops around at some point in time, can tell us because he was there, and he'll be here next week, so maybe we can ask him. But, I felt like the crowd just went, like,
Oh yeah, super
this
flat.
is not the star
was
that
it
we
AEW
wanted.
did this before though? Or was it WWE? Oh no, WWE said they were bringing in someone to like a former
But
champion.
it was weird. It was weird because they kept making a big deal about this. They're bringing in a hot talent from Florida, of all places, for this match to wrestle Mercedes. And then during the match, they kept bringing it up. She's such a great Florida talent. First of all, I mean, that is a bit of a tribute to the original Lockdown Daily's Play shows because any worker, just any worker in Florida was at Daily's Place working AEW show. But
Hayden was out there partying.
But what about I just don't know what makes Lacey Lane a Florida talent. Like what about it matters?
And here's the thing, and
everyone is.
But they did.
Everyone wrestling lives in Florida.
Correct. And this is why they did her a huge disservice. As soon as the rumor started going around that it was going to be Dakota Kai or a bigger name or something that people were excited about, TK should have pivoted immediately. He's got to stop doing this thing where he locks in and he can't shift. The business will fuck you when you do that. And it did. He missed a huge opportunity. As soon as that news came out, 2 days before this came out, he should have announced that it was her. Given her some props, given her a little bit of love, because what she got instead was shit on. Nobody cares about her now. She is in the worst position. She just welcomed herself to the lower mid card of ROH because of that debut.
It's like telling someone they're going to get their favorite meal, and they're like, "Oh," and it's like, "Actually, yeah. Do you know you really like ready salted crisps? That's what I got you.
That's it, like a bag of chips." Like, and that does her a disservice. And she's very talented. She's a good, solid wrestler that could do some amazing things solo. And she could be a great asset to the AEW women's division. And I hear that she's got a great personality backstage and that she's wonderful to work with. She takes care of people in the ring for the most part. Like, I wasn't a big fan of her partner, and I'm happy to see her do a solo thing as well. Yeah. I know Brent was talking earlier on Twitter about, hoping to maybe see them together or whatever. I personally do not want to see them together. I really think that Lacey has a chance to make something of herself solo. And honestly, I think Katie Canzaro can do something
different
herself.
Away from wrestling.
Well, but I think
preferably.
I don't think she should have a tag partner at this point in time. Like, if she's going to make it, I think if she does some kind of heel gimmick on the indies or something, I think that would suit her personality better.
She was with Bestia before WWE. She was working down in the Crash.
Right. And that could, I think that kind of stuff can work for her. But regardless, it was the moment where if AEW had done something, not giving me Kyle versus Kyle 2, not headlining non-champions, even though Orange Cassidy is, those guys deserve a good spotlight, but that wasn't the time. Like, here you are in this overrun, and if you give me something, this is your moment to say, this is why we're better than WWE. And what that showed me last night was that what Tony Khan thinks is better than WWE is not what I think is better than WWE. I don't slight the man for his personal tastes, but I think that his personal tastes right now are not going to win the battle.
Maybe
Tomohiro Ishii should not have been on that show last night. I love Ishii. Should not have been on that card. Wheel out your stars. Give me something. If you're going head to head, you're moving nights, you're going home to Jacksonville, take the opportunity to give me something. Instead, I get Hangman basically speaking a fucking recap of the week before. I get another Kyle versus Kyle match, and Kyle Fletcher is amazing right now, but also you're killing the whole Kyle versus Kyle thing. You're not even getting the chance because half of the crowd was empty last night. The whole middle section, and I've heard it from a bunch of people. Like, I just think it was a missed opportunity.
I don't think it was promoted well. I mean, I watch Dynamite and I watch highlights of Collision. AEW is the main thing I watch, and I did not put it together that it was on Tuesday until maybe Monday, and I didn't put it together. It was a Tuesday title, whatever, Dynamite, whatever they call it.
They called it Title Tuesday, and then the headline match was not even a title match.
Then that's the thing. Like, first of all, they didn't promote it. I don't think. I mean, I'm not going to TK's Twitter account every hour to see what the next thing is going to be. And then also, it's in the name. So if it's Title Tuesday, your main event has to be a title thing. And you should probably do a title change. So that way it makes it exciting and people want to tune into the next Title Tuesday.
Same thing with Battle of the Belts. Yeah. Oh my God. Yes.
Clash of Champions.
We've talked plenty of this. So yeah.
And this is the whole big announcement thing of like no, if it's gonna be big, make it big. Like,
yeah, and like Mox and Ishii wasn't promoted at all. I mean, they're always going to put on a great match, so you could book them and know it's going to be a good match, but it doesn't. I think,
but great now. For who? Great for who? Great for a casual fan?
No, listen. So like they work well together, but it doesn't matter on the show. There was no promotion to it. There's no reason for them to intersect on the show. Secondly, it reeks. Yeah, that's another thing. It totally reeks of Mox's, I think, second title reign when he just took open challenges and he wrestled anyone he wanted, and you knew he was going to win every single match, but he would have a decent match with them. So it's like, okay, it's a fun thing that doesn't exactly matter.
Right.
But that doesn't fit with what he's doing now at all. It was so out of place. Like, it was a great match, but I barely watched it.
The thing
barely paid attention to it.
You guys, AEW's been, what is it, 6 years now? 5 years? So 6 years. So
yeah,
we've been saying the same things now for 6 years.
I don't know if we've been saying
the attendances have started, like, that's been 4 years of the attendance has been.
I have speaking of the 6 years, saying the same thing. I have a hot take.
All right.
And that is,
I don't want to get to it. Go ahead. You want to do it right now?
Can I just
wrap this up?
I don't know. We're just complaining, aren't we?
Well, this is what I was going to say. I held off on doing the write-up for this week's episode because I genuinely thought right now we would be talking about a really cool AEW surprise moment, that we were going to be giving AEW their flowers. We've been talking a ton of WWE on this show. I wanted tonight's episode to be a pat on the back for AEW. I honest to God did. They didn't give me anything to do that with. They gave
it's so crazy.
And I'm not saying it was a bad episode. There was some good stuff. I didn't hate it at all. I just think they really missed an opportunity to tell the world, like, hey, we're still here. We're not just number 2. We can gain on number 1 when we want to. We can be the top organization. Do watch us because we're on the way to greatness. Yesterday was the chance for them to make that announcement, for them to say, we can be great. What they said to me instead was, hey, we're AEW and Tony Khan has toys here that he likes to play with. That's all it said to me.
With Caden, it was like he was sending her out from behind the curtain, and as she was walking out, he cut her Achilles tendons. To give her all that build up and all that, or give the moment all that build up, and it be her.
And listen to me. I'm complaining about this not because I dislike AEW. I'm complaining about this like I complain about my Cleveland Browns. Like, I'm complaining. Like, I like Kevin Stefanski. I think he's a great coach. Last week, it was his fault that the Browns lost. So I'm going to say, Kevin Stefanski, dude, get your junk together. As any fan has the right to do. I'm not trying to bag on AEW. I don't hate it.
Yeah.
I want AEW to be great. I love the roster that they have at that place. It's amazing. And I know that somewhere in the heart of AEW is an amazing wrestling company and an amazing television show. They just aren't quite getting there. And I want them to get there desperately.
Well, I haven't really talk about, but I just realized that Tuesday is definitely not a wrestling day. I couldn't watch either show. I watched a little bit of Dynamite. I was very confused by something that happened in the main event. That Darby Allin came in and put the shackle on
See,
guy.
that's the point that I want to make about AEW.
Okay, I'll let you do it. Let me just
no. It's the thing you're talking about. My point is about it causes that thing. Causes, I think, what you're complaining about, because you're like, what's he doing? What's going? Darby shows up and then something happens, or what does any of it matter? It's because they don't know how to shoot a wrestling show at Dilly's place. That they never have. They never have.
They've shot more than anywhere else, literally.
The whole pandemic was there. No, but my point is, like, why did he? I mean, if you get shackled, has anybody else been shackled here?
No comment.
So when that, you cannot just take it off, bro. He just took that, like, he just broke the thing. That again, that just distracts me from, like, wait a minute, he just kicked it. I mean, sure.
It's like Brian Cage with the cinder blocks and Lucha Underground. Always hated it.
That was a bit much.
Rubber hammers.
But here's the thing. Pac is supposed to be super strong, and he looks super strong. So you want to make him seem super strong and break handcuffs. Cool. But you should show it.
And build up to it.
At least show it.
If you're gonna make it, because if you're gonna do the count out, I mean, I don't know. It was just really distracting. But my point is, what I was going with this is that Tuesday is not the day that I want to watch wrestling. I just came off watching a whole bunch of hours of wrestling, and then, I mean, if you're gonna pit the shows against each other, because I guess that's what you're trying to create, right? The competition that.
Well, no, they were. AEW was forced to do it by TNT because TNT and TBS both have other bigger sporting events on tonight.
On Thursday,
yeah,
too,
hockey,
they're gonna get eliminated. Isn't well, anyways, they can change it to TVS, whatever. Right. It was just really hard to either pay attention to it, and then I went and revisited this morning because I wanted to talk about it today, and it could not hold my attention again today. And this is me spending 5 hours trying to watch the same show.
Right.
It just didn't. It just didn't click. I don't understand what was happening. The whole Hangman Adam Page and what's his name? Samoa Joe talking for like 7 minutes at the beginning of the show, or like 10.
I'll just go into it right now because that's my fucking hot take. Hangman Page, brother, what are we doing here? That was a moment where I needed a package or something. I want to see, like, why there is something between these guys. They're just saying that there's something between us now. They're just announcing it, but it's super duper mid-South. Like,
that feud is dead for me. I don't care.
Bumping chest. It's just, I'm gonna prove to you something. Like, that is not a story. Like, show me the nuance to it, because I think it's actually there. Like, go back to some of those moments where Joe was a heel or something. Like, let's do the pivot. Give me the package. Dig in the vaults. Get the editor work. Get the junior editor. Get the intern scrubbing footage from 4 years ago when Samoa Joe came in and did this, that, and the other thing, and Hangman's run, and, you know, show Hangman doing stuff that Joe could be questioning. Like, build this story. And instead we get Hangman walks into the ring and literally just tells me what happened in their little scuffle the week before. Like, oh, Joe said mean things.
Yeah, he did a thing.
And
I mean,
Joe's
Do you remember I
retort,
said earlier on we were complaining about the same things for 4 years?
just
Have we not been complaining about AEW not putting packages together?
but again, it's
Well,
not
yeah.
even
Long
that.
time.
It's I put this a little bit on Hangman. Brother, you're the champ. You've got a hot mic. Tony Khan loves you. The people like you in this storyline. They want you there. Now, your last run was a little marred. The stuff with CM Punk didn't quite go right. You've got the ball. Are you going to run with it, or are you going to go out there and verbally give me a recap? That wasn't it. That is not the Hangman Page that I want to be my champion. If he wants my respect, if he wants my viewership, if he wants me to get behind his run, I'll absolutely do it, but I'm going to need a whole lot more than that. The psychology and the little stuff that he did with Swerve and that big promo, that was great. I got none of that last night. And if he thinks that that's what that was, he's wrong. I think that Hangman could have very easily gone to Tony Khan and said, hey, brother, I think we can spice this up a little bit. Or, hey, how about this nuance? And I think Joe would have played ball with it too. But what they get, and I put a little bit of it on Joe. Like, these guys are veterans at this point. They can say, hey, let's make this good. Let's make this a moment. And they did not do that. That was a fail.
Well, that's why you do the vignettes that you're talking about, because then you can deliver the exposition in a creative and entertaining way and hit a lot of nuanced areas. Then when you get to the actual players in the story, because a face-to-face with the two of them makes a lot of sense. I think it could be something, but they have the heavy lifting of that boring exposition out of the way, and then you just do something interesting. And I think that's what it's. I mean, maybe they didn't have time. I don't know.
What do
I
you
don't
mean?
know.
No, of course they did. I don't
I don't
I like
know.
this.
It was a
This is
day
great comment.
earlier.
Like when I'm in a meeting and they could have just sent an email.
Yes.
It's so it's like, and I think there's a lot that they could have done, because they both have histories that makes them look like an unmovable object, and they're going at each other. But like, it's better in a vignette. It's way better in a vignette when you see Hangman burning down a house and hitting Swerve in the head with a chair, as opposed to him being in the ring and saying that he used to be, or he would cosplayed as a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man once. It's just, they could have done more. I'm excited for the match. I think they're gonna beat the holy hell out of each other, and Hangman's gonna win. And but then it's like, okay, I'm enjoying a match
Do
that
you
I
care?
know I'm going to enjoy, but where's the actual promotion that makes me need to watch the match?
Well, and
that's what
that is the
AEW
other
doesn't.
thing. Like, do any of us feel like Hangman's gonna lose? No.
But
I
yeah,
don't.
and I know I'm gonna probably skew this a little bit, but nothing made me watch NXT.
Oh,
Yeah, I had no interest in NXT
No.
whatsoever. In the
That's
highlights
I mean,
saw
even
were-
though the show was not good at AEW, I did not turn on NXT. I watched the highlights for
this
the
is why
for the
I feel like it was a chance. It was an opportunity.
it
to
was
say,
an opportunity.
oh,
It
you
was
guys
an
are putting two whole companies together. You're giving us the best that your two lower brands have to offer right now. We're going to kick the shit out of you. We're going to knock your teeth in. That was the chance to do it. And I'm here to tell you, you might have wanted to watch NXT because it was better.
I don't know. I saw highlights. I like to watch wrestling shows with good wrestling, and all I saw were massive botches on NXT.
There was
It's just
there was definitely
not for me. I hope the best for them. I think the TNA NXT story should be really good, and I think it should elevate, or it should be great for anyone. And
I thought it was a good moment for Mikey. I thought it was a good moment for the Hardys. I'm glad to see TNA getting a little bit of the rubs since NXT's been stealing their belts. I think it leads nicely into Bound for Glory. I think that,
here's something we talked about. So Mikey Santana, that guy has turned it around, and he is who he is. He has it put together, and he is doing really well at doing his thing, and he's doing great in TNA. And you were talking about how he lined up against Ricky Starks, and I think they're such contrasting figures where Ricky he's riding on potential to prove himself, and he's getting bigger opportunities based off of maybe his best friend and that potential. Whereas Santana had a great gig, good money, good reputation, and all that stuff, and just put it all on the side and started from scratch. And it's for other reasons too, but he did it, and he put the work in, and he built himself up, and what he does, and he does that well. Ricky, you don't know what you're going to get every time you see him. You don't know if he's going to click or not, and also you don't know. He's a question mark still. So I think it's interesting that Santana from TNA, to me, he feels like a bigger star and a bigger deal in the ring with Ricky.
And he's done the work, and other people have seen it. I will tell you this: Mike Santana now is a stand-up guy. He's a good father. He takes care of business. He takes care of other workers in the ring. He does his damn job the way it's supposed to be done. He puts in the extra effort. He puts in the work in the gym, in the ring, in training, and working with other people. The guy's a mensch now. He cleaned himself up a lot. He deserves the credit for it. His personal story is his personal story. If he wants to tell it, he'll tell it. But at the same time, just know that this guy has done the work, period. He deserves the props. And I will say this: what Ricky Starks did on that showdown was step one of Ricky doing the work. He put Mikey over big time. He sold for him. He didn't complain about it. He did the thing there that he never did at AEW. Ricky is starting to put in the work, and he has to, because it is a known fact that he still has some detractors in the back at every company, not just at WWE, not at AEW, not at TNA. There's at least one important person in every single wrestling company on the planet that's like, Ricky Starks, I don't know. He's got to convince
stupid fucking thing. That's one.
And we got one here too.
It's fucking stupid.
See? There's always one. There's always
Is
one.
he a
I like that
showgirl?
pose.
Is he a
I
male
think-
showgirl? Is he Michael
he
Jackson?
and Mikey both in the next 5 years could be on the main roster of WWE in top feuds. They could be in those Uso brother type spots.
I'm
They
gonna
could be
give
LA
you
Knight
£5.
spots.
I'm gonna give you £5 that Ricky Starks is doing fuck all in 5 years. Unless
What?
Cody Rhodes
Okay, well,
continues to help him.
I'm not going to make a guess on Ricky. I'm a big fan of his since I saw him in NWA, and I'm rooting for him. But I just feel like with the way Mike Santana his trajectory has been, I feel it's only a matter of time. I think he's kind of been a little low key, but he's low key one of the guys NXT WWE is wanting to poach from TNA. So I agree. I see him on the main roster in the next 5 years. I mean, why wouldn't you put him there?
If you like money, I think those guys could be money. So keep building them up until they can be super duper money.
Mm-hmm. There was one of the first Pride and Powerful LAX appearances or runs in AEW. He got a solo promo, and he talked about his dad passing away, and he talked about stuff that was earnest to him. He was a heel. He was a son of a bitch. And they cut a Dusty Rhodes-esque like babyface promo where he was, fighting from underneath the knife and all that stuff. And it won. I mean, I was a fan of their work already, but like it wins you over. And JR went out of his way to mention like this guy who was a heel in the tag team had tremendous potential as a babyface act from that promo, and he always had that music in him. So I hope to see it on a show that I watch soon. Maybe not EW, but I hope to see him on, I guess, Raw highlight.
Yeah, to see him on the socials.
You want to
15-second clips?
hear breaking news?
What's the breaking news?
It's a pun, because Kota Ibushi reportedly broke his femur in a collision match with Josh Alexander. They're doing the top ropes.
Oh,
Josh, I think, dropped
you
him
said
wrong or stuff.
femur. Can you
Femur.
pick a smaller bone and say it again, please? Because I don't like the sound of that.
I think he
Yeah.
snapped his leg. He
Okay,
said,
bro, just stop. That sounds really.
I don't know how graphic it was, but they carted
It
him
sounds
out.
graphic.
Well, we're supposed to have our reporter on site, but he's not doing the job. So you know what I'm saying.
Maybe JT's at
probably
the
driving
hospital right
back
now.
home by now.
He's following
going
the
room to room.
He's following the ambulance.
Yes,
Just
so everybody knows JT
GoPro
is
on his head.
there, so we expect a full report on the femur
I
break.
did say
That's
that
it.
like 4 times on our chat, so I am actually expecting a full report. I
On the
don't,
desk
I'm
tomorrow
just gonna
morning.
say this live on the show, but I don't think he knows how to work IG.
Okay.
That's all I have
Kota?
to say.
What's up?
Yeah.
No, he sent us pictures from Dynamite last night.
Oh, JT.
Did
Yeah, he was in there for like 23 whole seconds.
I probably buried it.
Oh.
My man was in that bitch for a second. All right, so I get it. Your hot take, Byron, is that Mikey Santana is the shit
No.
and Ricky Saints is the shit.
No, that was yours, and I was talking. I was
What's your hot take,
hanging
Byron?
out in the room. My hot take is AEW practically
Oh wait,
not literally
we love
owns-
Mikey Santana and we love Ricky Saints.
Yes,
Who
I
do
love
we love
both of
more?
them. I love.
Santana.
Well, I love. Okay,
Come on. He's
hold
got
on. We're not in junior high talking about our crushes.
It's just-
Aren't we?
He looks like he's about to roll his hat up and down and like.
As a
start
fan,
doing
I've
fucking
enjoyed
moonwalks.
a lot more of Ricky Stark's work.
Oh,
because-
come on.
but
When was the last
just
time?
because I watch his stuff
he wasn't on
on-
TV for like 2 years, was he? Because he was being a bitch in AEW.
Well, I've seen more of his stuff, and Santana kind of his AEW career. He kind of hung out and didn't do much for a long time. I like them both. I think
He
I
probably
think
did more than
Santana
Mike
is
Ricky
proven,
Starks did in AEW.
and I think Ricky Saints has something to prove. But I'm rooting for both of
Well,
them,
that's also a
and
stupid
I
name
would
for me to
enjoy
put on
watching either of them on TV. Anyways,
Look, a friend of yours says you look tired.
well, at least someone cares. Thank you. I am
At
At least you
tired.
don't look like a smackhead anymore.
That is
The
the
heavyweight.
actual Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa, who's better, Mikey Santana or Ricky Saints? You tell us.
Why are you changing the subject? She's concerned about my welfare.
Byron, we've all been
Right.
concerned about your
I'm
welfare
not
for the
now.
entire 9 years that we've been doing this show.
Well, not
Well,
concerned.
when are you going to do something about it?
Why is Meefloaf showing us his butt right now?
So
I'm
what is your
sorry.
actual
ratings.
hot take, Byron? What is
Ratings.
your actual hot take? Give me
My
your
hot
actual
take is AEW doesn't know how to film a wrestling show in their home arena, Daly's Place. At the beginning of their run in a lockdown, when they did the same venue every single week, you couldn't shoot a segment where someone on the stage talked to someone in the ring. They never figured out how to just walk 2 camera people there. Right. I've always complained about this. And then on this show, which was a big deal that was back there, they still keep missing shots. Like what Tony said with Darby Allin in the main event. Guess what? Darby Allin came in and put handcuffs on Pac so he couldn't get back in. Oh no, suspense and tension. And then Pac is super strong and he broke it. How would we know that? That director cuts away. He cut away. The director also just is horrible.
I
He's
think
trying to
Thunder
do too
agrees
much
with
of that.
you. I think Thunder likes Ricky better here. She says on the mic, Ricky.
On a good day, Ricky is tremendous on the mic. On a good day.
All right, so we'll give the edge to Ricky. They're Thunder says they're equal in the ring, and Ricky is better on the mic. So we give Ricky the edge this time. But Mikey's coming for it. Mikey's coming for that crown. Damn it.
Yeah.
But to Byron's point on that, I think that those are our biggest complaints where we're watching. I guess we're used to certain broadcast style.
Well, it
that
just
is
when you watch a
good.
movie, when you watch a TV show, when you
Yeah,
watch
yeah, I get
anything, if you have a story beat of the story you're telling, you want to see it or you want to hear it. So, so the whole thing with Pac, you want to see that he got handcuffed. They got that. You're like,
Oh
oh,
no!
he's-
That's not even my biggest complaint.
Clump.
Remember what I told you guys? I went back and I heard the bottle break afterwards.
I really feel like that somebody actually dropped the bottle on the side
No,
back by the
because he
camera.
dropped it on the floor, and then they kicked it, and then like 15 seconds later, and I'm like, that's a Casio keyboard that you. Yeah, I'm
That's
not.
such a weird.
I'm not even that critical of
them to
things.
do.
Come on, guys, you guys know me, but that really fucked me up. I was like, somebody just went like, "Oh, we're supposed to put it," so that people don't have the idea. I think this is I think this is what they thought. They thought that you had the fire thing, right? Because so they had to give us the idea that the bottle had broken and it's no longer a threat, and there's gonna be no fire. Because that's the whole reason why the security came in, right? Because they wanted to avoid a fire at Daly's place. That's what I'm thinking, right? So then afterwards, somebody were like, "Oh my god, where's my Casio?"
I feel like we're being unfair because Tony's a filmmaker and me and Byron are producers and whatnot.
Yeah,
but
I know.
Literally, there are 31 producers that work for AEW.
What? How?
And if you're going to have 31 people with the title producer, somebody should figure this shit out.
I have two other.
I now have this image though of Taz sat there on commentary with like all these instruments and like balls to smash, and he's got like a big thunderboard.
Like a Foley artist in one of the rooms at Daly's place. But
you guys are terrible.
Back to the bad production. Also, they only had one wide hard cam shot, which is distracting and awful. You're supposed to have two hard cam shots. One of them is zoomed in a bit more and follows action. And then you have your master.
That's always been a little tricky in that place, though. And it's been tricky in a lot of the theater venues. So I don't fault them for that one, personally. I don't have that big.
That's because you want to have a crane shot that you can't on a place like that is skewed like to the side.
Two cameras there.
Well, they've tried different stuff. Like when I was there for Homecoming 2 years ago, they had a crane on the short side, and then they had a hard cam facing the stage. So they actually had both. And sometimes they would swing the crane around and do exactly what you're talking about doing. But it made the seating weird. It made it feel like there was no real hard cam.
No, it's so easy to do. And I saw them do this when I went to I went to NXT taping, I think at Full Sail, and that's a room that's super small and looks so much bigger on the show.
I know. I went to school there.
And they had one camera here on the hard side and one camera next to it. It's just another couple of feet, but one of them will zoom in and get a tighter shot. That's all they needed to do. And you have these promos and everything that are supposed to be intense. So you have a match and they cut to the hard cam and the wrestlers look like ants in it.
I get it.
That's stupid.
I get it. That's
just stupid.
Okay.
Also, why is Darby Allin this crazy Sabu-esque AEW version of Sabu out there doing crazy stuff? And then at the very end, Death Riders are held back by everyone, and one motherfucker is holding Darby Allin down, and he can't do a thing. He's supposed to fight John Moxley, and some security guard can take him out.
Yeah, that was weird. That was very weird.
I'm going to give you that one.
Darby Allin by the back of his collar shirt and just walk him off.
I'm going to give you that one.
I'm going to get an also shirt for next show.
Also, ... Tony, have you got a hot take and or a pop and or a drop? Because we're kind of throwing it all together at this point.
Yeah. I guess. Before I actually give my what we're saying is hire me as a director. Justin and Byron will be producers. Thank you.
And I'll do the creative.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we need to hire Meef to yell at TK.
Oh yeah, that's what I need to do. Yeah,
nobody's yelling at that man.
No. Yelling.
I will not yell at whoever signs my check. That will never happen.
I'm
just saying.
Strap. Just
no. You will see me shrivel and fold like a little bitch if I get a paycheck.
Oh yeah, to be fair.
I don't know what this counts as hot take or whatever. I don't know. But I was really bothered by some reporting about The Rock's film.
Agree.
How can I say it? If you don't know your area of expertise, these movies are even meant to lose money.
Correct.
This movie does not count as a flop in any way or form because it's an art film. You have to let it breathe the way that it does. And by the way, yes, of course, it's not the same thing as Fast and Furious 25 or whatever, but it is an art film, and this movie was not made for it to return an investment. The investment is that he's gonna get nominated for an Oscar. And let me tell you right now, they're gonna pour so much money into him getting that Oscar, he might get it. He probably put all his cash on it.
Yeah.
Why
not?
I mean,
and have you heard about the next one that he's making about the Samoan gangster and
he's going to lose a lot of weight for it? Yes.
In Hawaii and this, that, and the other thing.
But I don't think
it sounds like like the best Scorsese film ever. This guy is shifting into a whole nother realm right now.
Yeah, he is moving and leaving everything behind. But my thing is that this is a positive for all wrestlers.
Absolutely.
This is because now you can have Academy Award nominee, at least wrestlers. It's
showing range, and that is good for everyone in the sport. It's saying that you're not just dumb athletes that are throwing your bodies around in some prearranged thing. You can do other things. You can contribute on the highest level to art.
Also think I remember this shit. I was watching Peacemaker, which I didn't care for the first season at all. I could just skip. And then John Cena had the best acting of his motherfucking life on a 25-second scene when he cries, when he realizes that it's not that the world or the universes or the dimensions or whatever the fuck are bad. It's him. He realizes that he brings the worst out of every situation, and then he cries. And I was like, holy... I swear to God, we were watching it.
That's very nuanced.
I was watching it. I was like, oh, motherfucker can act. Like, he actually... Well, you need a good director, of course, right? Yeah. But, oh, my God, he could pull that off out of a bag. And it was like, I swear to God, it was 25 seconds, but he was really good at it. So right now, we have The Rock.
Smashing Machine, yeah.
Smashing Machine. We have John Cena in The Peacemaker, which I'm hoping that he will continue to be on that character in the next Superman movie, whatever.
He's so good at it.
And then of course we have Batista, which been killing it for a while. He just needs to get better rep people, I guess, or I don't know, because he should be getting at least. He should have got some nods for Blade Runner 2049.
And don't forget, we got Ronda Rousey and Roadhouse. Oh wait, that didn't happen.
Ooh, that was.
We're gonna. Hey, let's cut that out of the show.
Yeah, but my point is that there is this kind of reporting that came out as a takedown. That really summarizes what happens with wrestling.
And it was everywhere. It's ridiculous.
It's just like moved, like, I don't know. It was like one of those like tidal waves that come after an earthquake or whatever. The water keeps moving slowly, and then it was on CNN at one point. I'm like, why would CNN report this? And if you want to talk about flops, there's this movie called Southlands. That is a flop, and The Rock's on it. So. And he actually can act on that one too. Which is the weird part. He's the president.
I don't know.
If it wasn't The Rock in it obviously won't be mainstream news. But like, even if The Rock had done a little bit like a Mickey Rourke kind of disappeared, then appeared in this film, they'd be going, "Oh my God!" Even though it's losing money, they'd be going, "Oh my God, The Rock's back and it's an amazing performance." They wouldn't be doing the spin of like, this guy's supposed to just make billions of pounds every time he does anything.
What's happening with the Taylor Swift record too? It's like people want to hate on it just for the sake of hating on it because these people are so big and whatever. It's like now we want to see them lose and then we want to redeem them. It's like, come on.
We build people up.
Smashing Machine. There's nobody who was involved in that movie that ever thought. Literally, they made that movie just for me, and I haven't gone to see it yet because I haven't had the time. It's literally just for 50-year-old MMA fans from the 90s.
I don't even know who this guy is.
There is no one. No one does. Me and my buddy Will and my buddy Charlie are the only three people that they made this film for, and only
you're
one
like
of those
15 years older than me. That's crazy.
Yeah, you're not, Byron. Get over it. You're like 64.
No, anyway, I look and feel 64.
I don't know if it's true, but I'm the youngest here. I think Meefloaf. How are you? I know.
I'm
It's me.
No, I'm-
38 now.
It's
Yeah.
me.
I'm
Oh, okay.
27. I smoke cigarettes and use curse words.
Anyway, Meef, you got any other hot takes, pops, drops, anything else you want to throw in before I get to the lucha thing?
So I'm going to do this in some form of not real time, but in a version of what went on. Hot take. Fuck WWE. Pop. Congratulations, WWE, for realizing your mistakes.
Right. So basically, your drop is WWE for letting your boy go, and WWE gets pop for bringing him right back.
If every company in the world could just stop using Fanatics, would actually help. My football team have started using Fanatics. Their gear is terrible. Their delivery is terrible. They just send out shit. That's not correct. And also, like, just oh my god, their printing can be either really good or absolutely fucking
shite. I've got one. This is the last thing that I really care about that happened this week in wrestling. This is actually a pop. I'm going to say something nice. Wish it was about AEW. That was my whole plan tonight, was to say all sorts of great things about AEW. But
I have a pop. Can I interrupt you?
Yeah.
God,
sure.
Oh, I didn't. I was not expecting you to say yes.
I know, that's why I did it.
No,
now you got to do something, Byron.
I should have got. I've got a balloon somewhere. I can pop that.
This better be award-winning.
You want me to take up time talking on this show?
You stopped the host and founder of this show mid-pop.
Yeah.
To get your pop in, so your pop better be popping.
I did. Well, I'll get it in, but I didn't do it to get it in. I did it because it amuses me
like
probably too much to interrupt. What?
Sorry, you own a hoodie? It looks like one of those like gilet things. Like, look, yeah, it looks like you're about to go like snowboarding or something with your mates.
Rebecca, be honest. Did you think I was older or Byron?
Ooh.
Let us know in the comments.
Oh my god.
Left.
I did my skincare today.
Byron looks like a dog threw up.
Look.
Oh my god. Are you going to give me this pop yet or what?
You have to do something about those eyes, man. There's too much wisdom on them.
I have been staring at fucking idiots talk all day long, all week for my real job. There's a price. There's a cost.
Now you know we feel, Byron.
It's only once a week, my guy. Only once a week. You can handle it.
It feels like the whole week, though. Let's go, Byron. What is the pop, brother?
My pop is that there was a great Io Sky Kairi Sane match, and that was a lot of fun. There was a really cool bump where Kairi did the Alabama Slam on Io on the apron. People freaked the fuck out. If you watched any of their old, if you went back in time and watched 10, 15 years ago, their Stardom matches together, they're doing pile drivers off the apron onto the ground. They're doing all sorts of stuff. They're tough and they're strong and they know how to do those things in a way that works. I saw some people compare it to the Kyle Fletcher, Adam Cole ring bump and getting very tribalistic. And I want to say that there are stark differences. And it goes into like how smart you are with making decisions and producing a match. If you're doing it with Kairi and Io, they know what they're doing. They've done it before, and you could trust them. Also, there isn't a big injury history on both of them as far as their head or neck. But with Adam Cole, he has more concussions and neck problems than we've ever had reported.
Byron,
so
WWE didn't sign Io in the first place because of her fucking neck, and she had to do that whole video of her doing the fucking thing and lifting people whilst doing it.
What, 15 years ago?
Worked. Yeah, but I'm just saying, like you said, there's no issue on the neck. There literally is.
No, she hasn't, but she's been fine ever since she showed up there. So I'm just saying, as far as that
spot was highly unnecessary. I didn't need it, and it was not the kind of that I wanted. I didn't like, and that's just me again, a preference. And I completely get what you're saying. And like if clearly the agents and the people in the back at WWE felt good about it, it's not like it was an unplanned spot. It was a completely planned spot, and it was the exact same spot that you yoked up.
And Kairi's acting.
Oh God, I love Rebecca.
But I see.
Saint. That's right. I'm 30. Byron's 40.
No,
we're going on.
No, Rebecca. I'm sorry. I think
final numbers are in. They've been tallied. The votes are in. There's no re-election. There's no. Okay. I'm giving you my pop now, Byron. You ready for my pop?
Anyways, I
We've
just
got
don't think
Crack
you
and
should do
Cracker.
those spots with Adam Cole because he makes so much money and his head is so fragile. And they never should have done it with him in the first place. You know what I mean? Make
Okay.
smart decisions. There are people in Mexico working until they're 60 or 70 in the ring, Lucha Libre, and they're doing it just fine and people love it. You know why? Because they know how to work and make smart decisions about what they do.
Nah, I
They're
think
not
they do it
taking
because they're
power
broke.
bombs to the ring apron with the back of their head.
We've got
Yeah,
Tony.
they're not doing
Tony,
that.
Tony, how do we say keys?
Oh my God.
Llaves.
All right. So here's my
Llaves.
pop of the week. Remember we were talking about the Hangman Samoa Joe thing? I want to talk about the complete opposite of that. I want to talk about the Paul Heyman, Seth Rollins, and Becky Lynch promo. I know. But here's where it's brilliant. Seth Rollins is in there screaming about, what do I got to, what happens if I lose? And he keeps saying it over and over again. And he's saying it with different inflections, like the what happens if I lose? And like, no, pump me up. What happens if I lose? Like, give me the tough love, Paul. And he tells him, oh, well, you're going to lose the locker room, which I thought was a great way to start it because that makes it feel inside. This was a well-written, well-crafted piece of writing here, and it probably came straight from Heyman. Who knows? But he starts it with, you're going to lose the locker room. So we're already feeling a little inside baseball because that feels real. And he's like, yeah, Bronson and Braun, they're probably going to jet on you. You're going to lose this, that, and the other thing. Like the whole Netflix era that we're trying to build around you, that's gone. And then Seth gets to, yeah, but Paul, you didn't mention yourself. What's going to happen if I lose with you? And Paul's like, no, you're going to do great. You're never going to lose, blah, blah, blah. Then it turns. And here's the genius part. If Paul Heyman says, yeah, dude, if you lose, I'm out, then what happens after the match if Seth wins? Then he's going to turn to Paul and be like, you motherfucker, you were going to leave me. That's not a smart answer, right? If he says, no, I'm going to stick with you through everything, you can't say that as the coach, as the visionary, helping the visionary, because then you're not motivating him. So what does fucking Heyman say? Heyman says, I would have to think about why I chose you over Roman Reigns. This is the most well-crafted piece of dialogue in wrestling this year. He's saying to him, I picked you over Roman Reigns. He's blowing the guy's ego up, but at the same time, he's giving him the nuance of, but I would have to second guess it if you don't win, so he's keeping his motivation. It's something that is smart writing that character would say. Paul Heyman would always come up with the right answer put on the spot like that. That's genius. That's actual writing. That's actual storytelling. And yes, it happened in a scene with Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch, Meef, two people that I know you're not very fond of, who aren't the best actors in the world. And they pulled it off and they actually made something credible that makes the story more interesting because now I didn't care anything about that storyline. That moment actually made me say, shit, now I want to see if he wins or not because now I want to know what does happen. And honestly, honest to God, I hope Seth Rollins loses that match because I think the storytelling they could get out of that will go another year. They get another bloodline out of him losing, of him trying to cling to Braun and Bronson, of him trying to prove himself to Paul Heyman, of him trying to show this, that, and the other thing, and Cody still being the top dog. And it's fucking hilarious because he lost those 3 pay-per-view matches in a row when Cody came in. If he loses this one again, it's like, no, dude, this guy just has your number. That keeps the story going. If Seth wins right now, it's like, oh, he got his get back. And maybe the new TKO thing does that. I think it's so much better if Seth loses.
It's always better if Seth loses.
And the storytelling I thought was great in that one moment, in that one scene. It actually made me, I just had it on the background, was barely paying attention. And then he started questioning Paul over and over again. And I kind of looked up like, what the hell is going on here? it was just really good. And Byron, I think even you can appreciate good writing in your elder statesman years.
I'll apologise because you just gave me a real pop, Justin. Real pop is Maxine Dupree throwing a better suplex than Becky Lynch.
She had a good match.
Yo.
She had a great match.
Yo, like, was anybody expecting anything that happened there? Honestly, that's the best Becky's looked in 3 years.
10.
Who thought those two were going to put on a banger?
It's interesting, and it's a fresh matchup, which you're not getting a lot of. Like, the freshest thing you see in WWE now is LA Knight and CM Punk.
I'll tell you why I think that match went well. I think they ran it 3 times in the ring earlier that day. I think they actually put in the work. And I think that's part of what you don't get these days. There's no house shows. People aren't in long programs with each other. We talked about that last week.
And there were issues where you could see maybe they missed a spot, like someone charges the corner and you're supposed to duck a clothesline or something. But they reset and covered everything up and made it all look natural. It was worked like a wrestling match has worked.
I think also it helps when you have 2 wrestlers that are not of equal status like that, where I think Maxine is actually giving her the deference, letting Becky just call the match, working with her, trying to focus on just herself and her spots and making her moments work. Her shine's supposed to work the right way. You know, her heat's working the right way. Everything, like, there's something to be said for that. And there's a lot of that missing in wrestling now. I mean, like, old WCW was that every day. It was always some dude with 15 years of experience versus some guy with 5 years of experience. And it was, you know, and they had to listen because that was just the way that locker room worked. I think WWE needs more of that. And they had it in that match and it worked. All right. I'm going to move on because right now it is time for Lucha Underground Look Back. We'll finish the show here. I wanted to talk about one thing. It's not a specific match, not a character. I wanted to talk about something that I thought was one of the most interesting things in Lucha Underground, the Gift of the Gods belt. I don't know where this idea came from, even though Casey, the professor, has his ideas of this. But
Casey says like half of Lucha Underground is WMAC Masters.
And maybe it is, but
the other half is Casey's ideas.
That is
season 4.
True for season 4, which is the season he liked the least. So, Casey, I think you only have yourself to blame.
Okay, guys. I know you guys want to continue. I would really love to talk about this because I actually like the design of the belt. However, I have to go. We'll talk next time. My name is Tony Allen. Follow me at TonyST.Allen. I love everybody here. I really enjoy this time here talking to everybody. Hope you guys have a good night. And everybody, go and watch the Rocks movie so you know he can make back $30 million. That shit. I'm kidding. Just go and watch it because I think it's gonna be great. You guys take care. Love you guys.
Cheers.
Bye, Tony. Good luck with school.
The Gift of the Gods belt. The most unique thing ever. You take these medallions. So you get this match. Like when Dario introduces it, he just introduced the medallion as a special reward or whatever the fuck. So then you get people fighting over these medallions, and we come to find out through this process, not just through one episode, but like, oh, there's going to be several of these and everyone's fighting for these medallions. Oh, well, what does it mean? Well, all these medallions literally magnetically click into a bigger belt. So once you win the medallions, everyone puts their medallion in the belt, and then those 7 people fight for the belt. Then you don't just get to be the champion. That belt can be defended, but that belt can also get you a title shot whenever you want, except you have to actually give a week's notice. Because, make it make sense, the promoter wants a week to promote it at least, which is also a genius stipulation to have on the belt. None of this, like, I'm cashing in right now, because it, like, look, that may be exciting for TV, but let's be honest, in real life, if this was a real sport, that would never happen because the promoter wants to make their fucking money.
It also didn't last more than a season or 2.
Right. But it's just like, yeah, and they changed it up and did weird things in season 3 when it got vacated or something. But I love the idea of that there were these medallions that represented the tribes, that we didn't entirely get all of that ever worked out. But
my biggest bugbear.
Like the mythology was there, but also not there at times with Lucha Underground. But Phoenix was very synonymous with this title, but I also don't know if it did him any favors back then. Was Phoenix the gift of the gods champion that he should have or could have been? Byron,
I don't know. I don't look back and equate him with the gift of the gods. And
he held it longer than anybody else and more
Yeah.
times than anyone else.
And he was champion for a minute. But what I look at him, his legacy with Lucha Underground to me is the storyline with Katrina Mil Muertes and versus Eternal Death sort of thing, or 1,000 deaths versus 1,000 lives. You know,
Right.
I think that was the biggest thing. And the random Melissa Santos cameo in the storyline. I think that's his biggest thing. I think it was a tremendous story. You know, he was champion for a minute, but to me, the whole champion thing is Mel, the bad guy, and Penta, the guy who everyone loves. And then, you know, a little bit of, I forget the guy with the spots on him.
Dragon Azteca?
No. Puma.
Oh, the other spots.
Yeah.
Ricochet.
The light-skinned kingpin.
Yeah, I was explaining to me
Ricochet.
the whole light skin thing of all people.
I almost chimed in, but I couldn't. We'll tell that story next week because it's a very, very funny story. Anyway, I just thought the gift of the gods thing was unique, and I like the fact that there was times when it felt like kind of an IC title or a big secondary title, but then also it just kind of went away. Like you'd cash it in and like, okay, well it'll go back to the stipulation. Well, yeah, exactly.
I love the belt was amazing.
Yeah, it's so cool.
The medallions were amazing.
I think it cost like $8,000 to make.
Well, no shit. It's huge.
Did you get to hold that one
to buy?
Byron?
Yeah, we got to hold it on the I think we did.
I don't think you guys let
On
me
the
touch it
backstage.
after you saw how I held the trios title.
You missed it. It'd be great if they somehow could sell replicas of those.
The
I'm
thing
sure
with
you
it
can
is
get
we
the
can
likes of
get
them,
them on real cheap on
get them on Etsy.
Amazon, but
Yeah.
The thing is obviously the whole thing kind of reason it kind of went away was because I think it's just mainly because the talent pool was not necessarily always available, or what they wanted to do was always going to happen. So like the Aztec tribe thing, there's only a couple of tribes that actually really ever came to fruition. So you got Rabbit, the Reptile tribe. Like obviously Puma was part of one, but that he never linked up with anybody or really went into that tribe thing. Cuerno had one, but again, no one ended up with him. So I think if they'd actually been able to quite early define, but then I think when they did that as well, with having the 7 tribes, they would obviously long-term story. Probably season 5, you get the war against the gods.
I think it was actually supposed to be season 6. I think they were planning it that far ahead because they planned for 6 or 7 seasons, and it was supposed to build up to there. But you're right. I think
can you imagine if early on they'd had 7
because talent kept changing, because visas didn't work out, because people couldn't be there and they had to pivot. And part of the problem was you needed to build up tribes to be big enough that people could not be in them.
Yeah.
And then you had Worldwide Underground and other like non-tribe factions that were great on TV and that they started building storylines for just because it worked, and they didn't really have supernatural affiliations.
Yeah. And they also, I guess with that was also a case of the talent that became available that they could
Right.
So the
well, that's why you got like the oddballs tribe of like Sonny Kiss and Evil Lise and whoever and Sammy Guevara, whatever the fuck it was. Like, and Jesus Christ, did anybody realize that Sammy Guevara's in LFI now?
Yes. Yes.
But how long did it take you to realize that after it actually happened?
No, I knew when it happened immediately, and it felt like a really good move for him.
Great.
And in the promo he did in LFI seemed good and interesting, and a departure from the Sammy that he's been doing for forever. Also, I thought that it was going to immediately, not that they're on TV much anyway, but I thought he was immediately going to get dropped and replaced by Andrade.
And Brent is an avid watcher.
Yeah. So the thing is Byron, by the looks of things, possibly some tweets that were made by Roosh I think it would have been Escobar.
Yeah,
because them,
but here's
them
another.
Good friends.
Here's another. I mean, that would be great if he did that to get Escobar a little bit of money. I mean, that's a thing that they all do. That's the thing you always do, is try and get leverage for your deals. But I also know that Roosh has no qualms going into business for himself and tweeting his own storylines.
Yeah.
Preston Vance. Come on.
Back to
we don't need to drag him.
They love Preston in Mexico, though.
He's great.
Back to the belt. So with the Aztec Tribe thing. So yeah.
The belt rules.
Firstly, considering how the show was and how long the show actually was, like not on TV, but in terms of it was 27 minutes or whatever. Was it only half an hour?
No, it was an hour.
Was it so 45 minutes of actual TV?
Yeah.
You can't build 7 tribes in a season. You could have maybe just if you started with that many people and right, these are the 7 groups of people, okay, but they didn't have that, and obviously with the visa issue that went on because some orange dickhead.
I mean, no one has really been able to do it quite the way that New Japan has done it, where like these factions last through different incarnations and people come in and out of them and they, have 1 or 2 mainstays. But I've always thought AEW would be better that way, especially with the fact that they don't like to book stories to a certain extent.
Yeah.
That there should just be like, I almost think that AEW should be just sectioned into teams. Like you have to be a part of a group
to survive. Yeah.
No,
yeah,
period.
I think that makes
part
the
of
most sense.
the league. Like everybody who works at this company has to be in this, that, and the other thing. So when a new star comes in, they can have all of these different groups kind of fighting over like, hey, we want this person to be with us, or this person should be over here, or this person knows a guy here and a guy here. Like it should always be. I've always thought that would be a compelling way for AEW to tell stories, and then for Tony to get the kind of matches that he always wants. Then you could have people jumping factions and this, that, and the other thing. Just commit to it. Like they always wanted to do this sports presentation thing.
Yeah.
And Lucha Underground, I think could have done it too, but they just had to like go for it and stick with it and put people in them. And then when they fell out, put other people in them.
The nature of Lucha Underground meant that it could never really happen, didn't it? Really, because just the way it was constructed and the way it was filmed and people being available for everything and just But if you got to the Aztec tribes, I would have been very happy because that was basically the gift of the gods is everything that I loved about Lucha Underground. Is the Aztec mythology.
That was the season 5 thing.
Yeah, and I just
we would have gotten it.
Waiting.
See, I have good ideas every now and then.
No, the idea was sort of done in AEW at first because they were sort of an American New Japan.
Yeah, and I
it was
feel
cool.
like Tony was really trying to kind of go that way, but then he left too many people out in the wind being kind of independent, and it screwed it up.
But you can have one independent. Like what group is Tanahashi in New Japan? That you have one group that's sort of the everyone else. I think you have freelancers, I guess, who don't win important matches.
I think I really think they should have gone even further than New Japan. I really do.
You need groups of like
but it
4
would be
or 5,
great.
and then you need like one group of like 10.
It'd be great if they had groups, and then they could do the structure of having annual tournaments, which they're sort of copying New Japan doing. But if you have annual tournaments, singles, you have a junior, you have a tag, and you space them out, and then you have your marquee shows, and then you could do that. You have your groups and your teams, and then from there, You build and tell stories because a tournament is great. It's not only about the winner. Stories develop and branch off from tournaments. And you get the gratuitous good wrestling matches along the way. It's the perfect recipe for AEW if they want to actually commit to doing it.
Yeah, I think so. Well, anyway, I like the Gift of the Gods belt. I wish somebody could do something like that, but I also wish that one of these companies could really commit to factionizing, and I definitely don't think it should be WWE. Or maybe, one AEW show could be that way. I don't know. They still need something or rather. But I think that I'm going to be very curious to hear what JT thought about being live at AEW, because I really felt like during that Mercedes match, the crowd just was like, place. We'll see if JT felt like the wind was let out, and we'll find out about this injury.
That many of the matches that happens in Justin.
Even though, when is Collision airing? So Collision is airing on Saturday?
I don't know. You watch when the highlights start showing up on social media, then you go to the HBO app, and then you watch the stream. Then you watch
my
the
DVR
replay.
from Sling catches all of them. So
I do want to say that Brodito was a good match to bring the crowd back after Mercedes and
it helps, but I felt like they didn't get the rub they should have gotten either because of it.
They shouldn't have been fighting from underneath with the crowd. Also, who gives a crap about Jungle Boy right now? Unless they're doing a turn. I have a whole thing about that. I'll save it until
let's talk about Jungle Boy next week. I think we should do that
next week.
So until next time, stay calm and stay in the